Hello, and thank you for joining me today. I want to talk about something incredibly important, something that works tirelessly for you every second of every day, your heart. Think about it. Before you were even born, this amazing muscle started its rhythmic beat, pumping life-giving blood throughout your body. It has never stopped, and it asks for very little in return. As we navigate our busy lives, especially in our 30s, 40s, and 50s, it's easy to take this constant work for granted. We often focus on our careers, our families, and our daily responsibilities, forgetting to care for the very engine that powers it all. But giving your heart the attention it deserves is one of the most powerful investments you can make in your future. Taking care of your heart isn't about making drastic, overwhelming changes overnight. It's about understanding the small, everyday choices that can either strengthen it or put it at risk. Many of us have habits we don't even realize are harmful. We might think heart problems are something that only happens to older people, but the truth is that the foundation for heart health, or heart disease, is laid much earlier in life. This is not meant to scare you, but to empower you. Knowledge is the first step toward making better choices for a longer, healthier, and more vibrant life, filled with precious moments. One of the most common and damaging habits in our modern world is simply sitting too much. We often call this a sedentary lifestyle. Many of us have jobs that require us to sit at a desk for 8 hours a day. Then we come home and sit on the couch to relax, watch television, or browse the internet. All this sitting adds up, and it can be very harmful to your heart, even if you exercise regularly. When you are inactive for long periods, your body's metabolism slows down. This affects your ability to regulate blood sugar, blood pressure, and break down body fat, all of which are critical factors for a healthy cardiovascular system. The human body was designed for movement. When you sit for extended durations, the large muscles in your legs and glutes are completely inactive. This lack of muscle contraction can lead to poor blood circulation. Blood can pool in your legs, and your heart has to work harder to pump it back up through your body. So, what can you do about it? The solution is simple. Break up your sitting time. You don't have to quit your desk job. Instead, make it a point to stand up and move around for a few minutes every hour. During these breaks, you can walk to get a glass of water, do some simple stretches by your desk, or even just march in place. If you have a phone call, try walking around while you talk. Let's talk about a flavor many of us love: salt. A little bit of salt, or sodium, is essential for our bodies to function properly. It helps with nerve and muscle function. However, the problem is that most people consume far more sodium than they need, and this excess can be very dangerous for your heart. When you have too much sodium in your bloodstream, your body holds on to extra water to dilute the salt. This extra water increases the total volume of blood inside your blood vessels. Imagine trying to force more water through a garden hose. The pressure inside the hose goes up. This same principle applies to your body. The increased blood volume leads to higher blood pressure, also known as hypertension. High blood pressure forces your heart to work much harder to pump blood throughout your body. Over time, this constant extra effort can cause the walls of your heart, particularly the main pumping chamber, to thicken and stiffen. This makes it less efficient at pumping blood, which can eventually lead to heart failure. One of the biggest challenges with sodium is that it's often hidden in the foods we eat. While you might think the salt shaker on your table is the main culprit, most of the sodium in the average diet comes from processed and packaged foods. Things like canned soups, frozen dinners, cured meats like bacon and deli slices, fast food, and even bread and cereals can contain surprisingly high amounts of sodium. The best way to reduce your sodium intake is to focus on eating fresh, whole foods. Fruits, vegetables, and unprocessed meats are naturally low in sodium. When you cook at home, you have complete control over how much salt you add. Try using herbs, spices, garlic, and citrus juice to flavor your food instead of relying on salt. When you do buy packaged foods, get into the habit of reading the nutrition labels. Now we need to address two habits that are widely known to be harmful, yet remain common: smoking cigarettes and drinking too much alcohol. Let's start with smoking. There is simply no safe amount of smoking when it comes to your heart. The chemicals in tobacco smoke, especially nicotine and carbon monoxide, are incredibly damaging to your entire cardiovascular system. Nicotine is a stimulant that raises your heart rate and blood pressure, putting immediate stress on your heart. It also causes your arteries to narrow, which restricts blood flow to your heart and other organs. Carbon monoxide, the same poisonous gas that comes from car exhaust, is also present in cigarette smoke. When you inhale it, this gas enters your bloodstream and reduces the amount of oxygen that your red blood cells can carry. Furthermore, smoking damages the delicate inner lining of your arteries, a condition known as the endothelium. This damage makes it easier for cholesterol and other fatty substances to build up, forming dangerous plaques. Next, let's discuss alcohol. While some studies have suggested that a very moderate amount of red wine might have some heart benefits, it's a very fine line. For most people, the risks of drinking too much alcohol far outweigh any potential benefits. Excessive alcohol consumption can lead to a host of heart problems. It can raise your blood pressure, contribute to an irregular heartbeat, atrial fibrillation, and directly weaken the heart muscle, a condition called alcoholic cardiomyopathy. If you choose to drink, it's crucial to do so in moderation. For healthy adults, this generally means no more than 1 drink per day for women and no more than 2 drinks per day for men. In our fast-paced world, stress has become an almost constant companion for many of us. We worry about work deadlines, financial pressures, and family responsibilities. While short bursts of stress are a normal part of life, chronic, long-term stress can be a silent saboteur of your heart health. When you are stressed, your body releases hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones prepare you for a fight or flight response, causing your heart to beat faster and your blood pressure to rise. When this response is triggered day after day, it puts continuous strain on your heart and blood vessels. Chronic stress can also lead to unhealthy coping mechanisms that further harm your heart. When people feel stressed, they are more likely to overeat, choose unhealthy comfort foods, smoke cigarettes, drink too much alcohol, or skip exercise. Just as important as managing stress is getting enough quality sleep. Many people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s skimp on sleep to juggle work and family life, but this habit comes at a high cost to their heart. While you sleep, your body goes into a state of repair, your heart rate and blood pressure naturally go down, giving your cardiovascular system a much-needed rest. When you don't get enough sleep, your body doesn't get this chance to recover. Consistently sleeping less than 6 hours a night has been linked to an increased risk of high blood pressure, diabetes, and obesity, all of which are bad for your heart. Poor sleep quality, including conditions like sleep apnea, where breathing repeatedly stops and starts, is also extremely dangerous. To protect your heart, aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. Create a relaxing bedtime routine, keep your bedroom dark and cool, and avoid screens for at least an hour before bed. We've talked about salt, but another major dietary villain for your heart is sugar, especially the added sugars found in so many foods and drinks. It's easy to think of sugar as just empty calories that lead to weight gain, but its impact on your heart is much more direct and dangerous. When you consume a lot of sugar, especially from sugary drinks like sodas and fruit juices, your liver gets overwhelmed. It converts this excess sugar into fat, specifically triglycerides. As we mentioned earlier, high levels of triglycerides in your blood are a well-known risk factor for heart disease. This process also contributes to fatty liver disease, which is linked to insulin resistance and diabetes. Furthermore, a diet high in sugar can lead to chronic inflammation throughout your body. This inflammation can damage the lining of your arteries, making them more susceptible to the buildup of cholesterol plaques. Alongside sugar, we must also be wary of unhealthy fats. There are different types of fats, and not all are bad. Healthy fats, like those in avocados, nuts, and olive oil, are good for you. The ones to avoid are saturated fats and, most importantly, artificial trans fats. Saturated fats are found primarily in red meat, butter, cheese, and other full-fat dairy products. Artificial trans fats are the worst type of fat for your heart, and you should avoid them completely. They are created in an industrial process that adds hydrogen to liquid vegetable oils to make them more solid. They are often found in fried foods, baked goods like cookies and crackers, and stick margarine. Reading food labels is key. Look for partially hydrogenated oil in the ingredient list. That's trans fat. One of the most dangerous habits, especially as we enter our 30s and 40s, is thinking we are too young or too healthy to need regular medical checkups. We often feel fine, so we assume everything is fine. However, some of the most significant risk factors for heart disease are silent. You cannot feel high blood pressure. You cannot feel high cholesterol. You cannot feel high blood sugar in its early stages. These conditions can develop quietly over many years, slowly damaging your heart and blood vessels without you ever noticing a single symptom. By the time symptoms do appear, significant damage may have already been done. This is why knowing your numbers is absolutely critical. Regular checkups with your doctor allow you to get simple tests that provide a snapshot of your heart health. The key numbers you need to know are your blood pressure, your cholesterol levels, including LDL, HDL, and triglycerides, and your blood sugar or glucose level. Your doctor can also calculate your body mass index or BMI to see if your weight is in a healthy range. Think of these numbers as your personal heart health report card. They provide you and your doctor with the information needed to catch potential problems early, when they are much easier to manage or even reverse. If your numbers are not in the healthy range, it is not a reason to panic. Instead, it is a powerful wake-up call and an opportunity to take action. For example, if your blood pressure is slightly elevated, your doctor might first recommend lifestyle changes like reducing salt, exercising more, and managing stress. We have discussed many physical habits, but our emotional and social well-being also has a profound impact on our heart. A habit that is increasingly common in our digital age is social isolation. Feeling lonely or disconnected from others is not just a source of sadness, it is a real risk factor for heart disease. Humans are social creatures, and having strong social ties provides emotional support that helps us buffer stress. When we feel isolated, stress levels can go up, and we are more likely to fall into depression. Both chronic stress and depression are linked to an increased risk of heart problems. People who are lonely are also less likely to take good care of themselves. They may have less motivation to cook healthy meals, exercise, or stick to a medication schedule. Furthermore, having friends and family around provides a crucial support network. A loved one might notice if you are looking unwell or encourage you to see a doctor. In an emergency, like a heart attack, having someone nearby can be the difference between life and death. Nurturing your relationships is a form of heart care. The final and perhaps most critical bad habit is ignoring the warning signs your body gives you. Many people experience symptoms of a heart problem, but dismiss them as something less serious. They might think the chest discomfort is just indigestion, the shortness of breath is from being out of shape, or the fatigue is just from a long week at work. This is especially true for women, whose heart attack symptoms can be more subtle than the classic crushing chest pain. They might experience unusual fatigue, nausea, or pain in the back, jaw, or neck. Ignoring these signals can lead to a dangerous delay in getting life-saving medical help. We have covered a lot of ground today, exploring 10 habits that can put your heart at risk. My goal was not to overwhelm you, but to illuminate the path toward better health. I want you to see this, not as a list of rules, but as a collection of opportunities. Every habit we discussed represents a chance for you to make a positive choice. A choice that honors the incredible work your heart does for you every single moment. You don't have to change everything all at once. The journey to a healthier heart is a marathon, not a sprint. Start with 1 or 2 small, manageable changes that feel right for you. Perhaps you'll begin by standing up and stretching every hour at work. Maybe you'll swap 1 sugary soda for a glass of water each day, or perhaps you'll make that overdue appointment for a checkup. Each small step you take builds momentum and creates a ripple effect of positive change throughout your life. Celebrate these small victories because they are the building blocks of a long and healthy future. Be patient and kind with yourself. There will be days when you slip up, and that's okay. What matters is that you don't give up. You simply get back on track with your next meal or your next walk. Your health is your most valuable asset, and your heart is its guardian. By taking these steps, you are not just adding years to your life, but more importantly, you are adding life to your years. You are investing in more time to spend with loved ones, more energy to pursue your passions, and more vitality to enjoy the simple beauties of the world around you. This is a gift you give not only to yourself, but to everyone who loves and depends on you. Your commitment to your health is a powerful expression of love for them as well. The power to build a stronger heart is truly in your hands. Thank you for taking the time to learn with me today. I hope you feel empowered and motivated to take control of your heart health. I encourage you to share this information with your friends, your family, and your colleagues. Start a conversation, support one another, and make healthy choices together. By spreading this knowledge, you can help protect the hearts of the people you care about most. Remember, a healthy heart is the beat of a happy life. Take care of yours, starting today. I wish you all the best on your journey to wellness.